So this sequence is for anxiety and brain fog. So it's a more gentle, a great sort of evening practice to do, although it can be done at any point in the day. And it is for times when you're just feeling a little bit up all in your head. You need to be grounded, so we will be focusing on just being a bit lower, being connected with the floor, and we'll be very focused on just keeping a very gentle breath. So there's not huge breath work, so we're not exerting ourselves too much. If you have got some pillows handy, that would be fabulous, some nice thick ones. If you've got a yoga bolster, then even better. So we'll be releasing onto some of these props throughout the practice. You don't have to have them, but if you're going to be doing this kind of sequence regularly, it would be good to just grab the pillows off the bed or invest in a bolster. It's brilliant and a great way just to complement your restorative style practice. So to start with, we're coming to lying down on the back with the knees bent. Lowering down just any way that feels comfortable. Releasing the body to the floor, the knees bent, just keep the back nice and loose and relaxed. And we take the arms out, face the palms up to the sky. You can close the eyes if that feels okay. If your anxiety can be triggered by darkness or you feel a little bit claustrophobic, just gently stare into space, looking at nothing in particular. You're just going to take a few long breaths here, in through the nose, out through the nose. And you can always pause the video, take 5-10 minutes here if you need to just arrive in your space a little bit. And just letting the body be heavy. And zoning into the breath. When you're ready, you're going to bring the knees up towards the belly. So hands can rest on the thighs or the shins, depending on what feels more comfortable. We're just going to give yourself a little hug in. Head is resting on the ground. And take a little rock from side to side. Just massaging the back into the floor. And bring it to stillness. I'm going to keep the hand on the right leg and just let the left leg go out long. It doesn't have to be flat, so if that's a little bit too much, the knee can be bent. We're hugging in the right knee. Maybe taking it round in circles, so particularly if you've been sitting at a desk a lot, or even if you've done some walking or running and the hips are feeling a little bit stiff, just getting the blood flowing, get the energy moving. Taking it around in the other direction. Squeeze it in. And take a nice deep inhale, and as you do, swapping over the legs. Exhale, squeeze it in. And then again, let the breath flow as you take the knee in circles. Noticing if one side might be a little bit more giving than the other. Swapping direction. And then on an inhale, let's bring both knees in for a little hug. Little rock from side to side. Let's take that through again. So taking the left leg out, take a nice deep inhale. As you exhale, squeeze that right knee in. On an inhale, we're going to swap it over. Exhale, squeeze the knee in. Inhale, let's swap it over. Exhale, squeeze it in. So just following your breath, the inhale, just travelling the legs, and it can be quite small or you can really take the legs all the way down. Entirely up to you. Just taking 1 or 2 more on both sides, aiming to keep the body nice and even. And then when you're ready, bring in the knees back up. Now we're going to come up to sitting, so you could roll over onto one side and push yourself up. Or you can cross the ankles, gently hold the thighs and roll yourself up. So see what works best for you. You're going to come briefly to sitting, elongate the spine, just feel nice and tall in the body. Re-engage with the breath, and if you've rolled yourself up, just make sure you're not at all dizzy. And then you're going to bring yourself to your hands and knees. So we're coming in to our tabletop position. Knees underneath the hips, hands underneath the shoulders, and really spread the fingers. Push the fronts of the feet into the floor. And engage the muller bandha, so the tummy and the pelvic floor are gently lifting. Now we're going to come into our cat-cow tilt. They're slightly different, as we're going to actually lead with the sitting bones. So what I mean by that, as we start to inhale, we lift the sitting bones, and then we let the whole body, almost like a wave, come into our cow. As we exhale, we start to tuck the bottom under, and then it waves down so that the body rounds. Again, we inhale, lifting the bottom, so the belly naturally comes down and then the head comes up. As we exhale, we tuck the bottom under and it waves through to round. Inhale, start to move the sitting bones, and the rest of the body follows. As you exhale, tuck the bottom, head comes down. Take a few more, moving from the sitting bones. So this is great to keep focus on our grounding chakra, as well as keep the lower back moving. So we know that in menopause and perimenopause we can feel quite stiff. This is really focusing the movement. Tucking the sitting bones under, rounding into the back. Just taking one more. And then bringing yourself back to stillness. So you sit back on the heels for a moment. Roll the wrists and see how that all feels. A little shake of the arms. We're going to come back when we're ready. And we're going to take this movement, make it a little bit bigger. Now this might not be for you, and you might want to stay with the cat-cow, leading with the sitting bones. Or you may feel that actually a bigger movement would help. So we're going to come into a striking cobra. So this involves taking ourselves from tabletop into a cobra position. So just going down, you're going to take the hands a little bit forward at the shoulders as if we were going to go into downward dog, and lower the body to the floor. Let's inhale, lift the head and the chest and come into a cobra for a moment so we can just feel how that feels in the body. Elbows are tucked into the waist, shoulders are down. Now we're going to release it down. We're going to push up onto the knees. As we do, we're going to round the back and take it to child's pose. So we're going to inhale, take the body all the way forward, lower down and come in to our cobra. As we exhale, we're going to round the back as we push into the arms. Inhaling, taking it forward and lowering down to cobra. Exhale, rounding the back into child's pose. If this is feeling a little awkward and we're finding we're trying to lower down and the bottom is sticking up, just take the knees a bit further behind the hips. So it's almost as if you're in a wider tabletop position to start with. So then you can easily flow into cobra, keeping those elbows tight. As you exhale, round in the back. Inhale forward into cobra. And exhale, rounding in to child's pose. Taking 2 or 3 more, see how it feels. And this is lovely just to get a good flow. Again, if it feels too much, come back to that cat-cow tilt, focusing on the lower back. When we're ready, we're going to settle in to our child's pose. Now this is where you might want your cushions or your bolster. So you're going to grab whatever you're using, lower the body down, and turn the head to one side. Just rest the arms, rest the body in a supported child's pose. So you might find that the knees want to come a little wider, take the toes together so that you've got space in the hips. And taking a few breaths here. Just feeling the breath in the back of the body. And then just swap over the cheek so you're facing the other way. And this just makes sure that the neck has a little twist. You can place the forehead on the bolster or the cushions, but that can feel a little bit suffocating. So if you are a little bit anxious, making sure we're just on the cheek. When we're ready, we're going to start to lift up, back onto the knees, and roll the bolster or take the cushions away. Bring the knees back in and come to a tabletop. So we're coming back into from our traditional tabletop. We're going to take the hands over to the left and step the right foot forward into a lunge position. Knees over the ankles, so we're protecting the joints. On an inhale, we're going to lift the arms up, lift the body, and we're going to come into Kali Mudra. So bring the fingers all together, interlace all of them, including the thumb, apart from the first finger. So this is Kali Mudra, the goddess of war and destruction. And take the arms up, relax the shoulders. Focus on the feet, spread into the floor. And the breath nice and steady. So we can stay here, or you can introduce a little flow by taking an inhale. As you exhale, you fold forward and swipe the hands down to the ground. As you inhale, you take it forward and up. As you exhale, you fold it down. Inhale. And exhale. Taking it back up. And exhale, hands all the way down to the floor. Let's step it back. Take the hips in some circles, just nice little bit of movement. Then hands over to the right, stepping the left foot forward into that lunge position. Spreading the toes. On an inhale, let's take the arms up and once again take the Kali Mudra, so interlacing the fingers and the thumb, keeping that first finger lifted. Relax the shoulders, but lift the body out the hips. Just soften the breath in. Take a nice deep inhale. As you exhale, we're going to fold it forward, take the hands down. Inhale, lift it up. Exhale, take it down. Inhale, take it up. Exhale, take it down. Inhale, take it up. And as you exhale, take the hands down to the floor. And then step it back into your tabletop. And circle the hips one way, then the other. And just feel that energy moving. We're going to tuck the toes under, start to walk the hands to the knees, and then lift up into a forward fold. So we're going to slowly straighten the legs and let the body hang. So we're not worrying if we're sort of halfway up. Our hands are on the floor. We can take the hands to the elbows into a ragdoll. Knees are nice and bent. Relaxing the body down. Head is heavy. If we do know that we're suffering from osteoporosis, we're going to take the hands to the thighs, straighten the back, and lift it here. So wherever we are, we're going to breathe. If we're hanging the body, really allow the head to pull the spine long. Then releasing the hands, inhaling nice and slowly all the way up to standing. Shoulders back and down. And then just walk the legs off for a moment. We're going to bring the feet together and we're going to come into a tree posture. So this is a wonderful posture for perimenopause and menopause because it's grounding. We're using the strength of our legs and we're balancing. Now we're not worrying if we're a wobbly tree or if it's very windy, but we're going to try to root ourselves down. So spreading the feet. Taking the hands to the palms to start with. You could take that Kali Mudra if you wanted to. So this is perfect if we need to let go of something, if you need to release something. We're going to take the right foot onto the toes and open out the knee like a book. If you're practicing this in the evening, I would suggest staying here. If it's a daytime practice, you might bring the foot further to the calf or maybe to the thigh if that's accessible. But you choose where you need to be. It's your body. When we're ready, we're going to inhale, take the arms up. So again, you can stay with that Kali Mudra. Gently breathing here. Soften the face. Soften the jaw. Lovely. There's an option here to add a side stretch. So you can gently exhale, lean to the right. It challenges the balance. You can bring it in and exhale to the left. So this is great to focus the mind. Bring it up. Let's take the hands all the way down to the heart. Release the foot, walking it out, just feeling the energy through the legs. Come back to centre. Let's take the foot to the left. Open the knee. Choose the same position that you did on the other side for the foot. And then inhale. Let's take the hands to the sky. Relax the shoulders. Gently pull in the core. breaths. And then on an exhale, bring the hands down and release the leg, release the arms. Give the fingers a wiggle. Walk out the legs. Then wherever you are on your yoga mat, we're just going to take the feet nice and wide. Inhale, lift the arms. As you exhale, fold it forward. Have a little hand there. Nice bend in the knees again. A little shake of the head. And then we're going to start to bend the knees, come down into a little squat if that's accessible. What we're doing is coming down to the floor, so make your way there. Relax out the legs, give them a little rub. And then you're going to come to your final position. So this is where it is really handy to have a bolster or some cushions. So you're going to take the cushions or the bolsters under the knee and then roll the body onto the floor. So this is a lovely restorative, supported posture. With the legs supported, the arms can rest and the lower back is nice and relaxed. Another alternative is to go legs up the wall. So it is what it says on the tin. You go close to the wall, you put the legs up and you relax the arms. Whichever one suits you, relax down to the floor. Take some nice long breaths here. Out through the mouth, just releasing. Sighing out the breath. And you can stay there for as long as you like. You can pause the video, you can stop it, or you can just take those lovely long 3 breaths and then move on with your day. Entirely up to you. Namaste.